one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. This gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3.
Finish.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado,
Free smoke.
look. Scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much or how you doing would admit to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa. Boss forever like they decided to throw me under slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop a million songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Let me be very clear. I'll never give up. Never.
Yo, my throat hurt, man. Pause. I ain't lying to you, man. My throat. I don't even know what happened. My throat was fine. Pause. And then just randomly it started hurting. Pause. I don't get it. Anyways, yo, how's everybody doing out there tonight, man? I am Saint. I appreciate you for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. We gotta do these week 9 predictions. And we also gotta talk about the game that was Thursday Night Football. But before we get into any of that, I hope everybody out there is having a dope day, dope afternoon, dope night, dope morning, whatever point in time of the day you listening to this. I truly do appreciate you for joining me. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to be here with me tonight, and I truly do appreciate you for that. That's love. But listen, let's talk about this third. Hey, you know what? Before I get into this third, hey, yo, you know what just popped up in my head? You don't, but I'm finna tell you. I was in Food Line the other day. Yo, y'all remember that video? It's crazy how my mind just keep hopping from shit without completing the first task at hand. So let me do that. Erase what I was finna tell you. Erase the second story that I was finna tell you off of the back of the unfinished first story. I was in Food Line the other day. My mom was fighting not to head to that next story. But anyways, I was in Food Line the other day. Like last Sunday night. And I was in the spices section looking for like a different type of spice on how I was going to spice up these burgers I was going to make. And as I was, I don't really like the Food Lion spices. They're not all bad. They definitely got a lot of good spices in there. I just feel like Walmart and other stores got better spices, especially Walmart. Walmart got a grill section with better spices. Anyways, I was sitting over there and I was looking at the spices, seeing what spice I wanted to try out that I didn't already have. And the older woman walked over there towards me. She had to be like probably in her 50s, 60s, probably later than that. Who knows? Definitely was no younger than 50, like 5. She walked over to me and she was like, "Is you going to find what you looking for?" I didn't know she was talking to me at first. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, nobody would just walk up to me and say that. Or walk up to a person and say that. Not me specifically, just who would walk up to a person and say that. But, you know, it took me like half a second to realize, no, she definitely talking to me because I'm the only motherfucker on this aisle. So, y'all ever think about the fact that aisle is spelled the way it is? That's ignorant as hell. But anyways, I just gave her a little chuckle and was like, I'm searching. And she was like, what you looking for? I said, just something to season up these burgers that I'm finna make. She was like, what kind of seasoning you looking for? I said, something that I ain't got at the crib already. And so I'm still looking. And she pointed out a season that she used. So I say, I'm definitely going to use that. And I guess she expected me to walk away, but I didn't because I'm still looking for a seasoning for myself. And she say, is you going to let me find my seasonings? And in my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm not stopping. Okay, that's not what I thought in my mind. In my mind, I said to myself, bitch, I'm not stopping you from finding your seasoning. Find that shit. But in my out loud, I said, oh, you good. I'm finna walk off in a little second anyways. I'm just trying to make sure it ain't nothing that crossed my eye. You know what I'm saying? I said, like, it might be some type of garlic seasoning that I like that I ain't tried out before. She said, well, just let me find my thing first and then I got you. I said, oh, no, you good. And in my head, I said, bitch, I didn't ask for your help in the first place. But like I said, no, you good. So I just walked off regardless. I just picked up another seasoning and I walked off. We had another conversation about this one seasoning, another seasoning, but it was a seafood seasoning. So I was never going to get that because I said I was making a burger. I walk around. Oh, no, before I leave the aisle, because I was finna tell a different part of the story. But no, we can't leave this aisle yet. As I'm about to walk away, she decided to walk away and she didn't even get a seasoning. So I just want to point that out there. This old cougar was a predator. She say, you ever dated an older woman? And I chuckled. And in my mind, I was like, yo, is this really happening right now? Now, you got to understand, I'm not being arrogant. I'm not being cocky. I done been hit on by a lot of older women and stuff like that. Never a woman this old. Like, this woman was old, bro. I ain't never been hit on no woman. Man, this woman old enough to be my mom's. And I chuckled and I said, nah, I got a girl. I don't have a girl, but I just said that. You know how women lie to men when they don't want them to, I lied. And she say, I got an Xbox. And in my mind, I say to myself, first I chuckle and I laugh and I say, no, I'm good. And in my mind, I say, bitch, do I look like I'm 10 years old, bitch? A Xbox is not going to get me to hop in your cheeks, bro. Like, what the fuck? And now I'm starting to realize to myself, women do really think all men just want to fuck something and play Xbox or game systems, bro. I felt so degraded, bro. You thought I was finna fuck with you for an Xbox? Listen, I know some dudes out there who would have took that opportunity. They would have hopped at it. I'm good on that. I actually am repulsed if I'm sleeping with an old woman. That's why I ain't never done it. Because I ain't never not one time looked at an older woman and said to myself, a certain type of looking old woman, and said to myself, I want to hop in them cheeks. Now, Nia Long, that type of older woman, that's different. You know, Sanaya Lathan, that's different. Beyonce, that's different. Respect to all these women. But that's a different type of older woman. This old woman, this 55, and I'm pretty sure it's a 55-year-old woman out there, not Vivica Fox, Angela Bassett. This was not them, okay? Nonetheless, let's talk about this football game. So, you had the Steelers, you had the Titans. For a long portion of this game, I'm not going to lie to you, I had no clue who the home team was. And then I realized, I mean, why would a team really be extremely loud when both of these teams on offense suck? But this was in Pittsburgh. Now, the Steelers, yet again, find a way to win a game where they don't play particularly well on offense. The other team just played a little bit worse when it mattered the most. I don't know how they keep finding ways to win these type of fucking games, but this should just be proof to you that good coaching in the NFL actually do matter. At least it keep you from being a trash can type of team. Because Mike Tomlin and that coaching, boy. And I understand, matter of fact, let me hit on the Steeler points real quick. TJ Watt and Hightower, unbelievable. I don't really care for Pittsburgh secondary. A lot of penalties in this game by both teams. Very undisciplined type of penalties, boneheaded penalties in this game, especially on the Titans with all the offensive penalties. But it was a lot of offensive penalties in this game altogether. But Pittsburgh had a lot of defensive penalties. I don't really like Pittsburgh's defense. I like their front seven, basically. The linebacking core is straight, and I love the front. Hayward, Hightower, TJ, I like that. I'm really not sold on really much else on the defense. And I don't really even think that the Pittsburgh defense is great. I feel like they either play against teams that have a terrible week when they play them. It's just an awkward week for them. They play teams that don't have good offenses. Or, like I said, self-inflicted things that they should have lost that Raven game. But fortunately for the Steelers, 8 drops, 3 drop touchdowns, that'll help you win a game. And it's hard to explain it because it's like, this is not a good team. You do not look at the Steelers and think to yourself, oh, yeah, this is a Super Bowl contending team. It's hard for me to look at them and think, obviously, they're not great. They're not a Super Bowl contender. I think this is an average team. I actually think the Pittsburgh Steelers are exactly where you don't want to be. But because there's so many Pittsburgh fans out there, nobody going to say it. But we get people, want Matt Canada fired. Some people want Tomlin fired. To the people who feel like this, they satisfied with the being over 500 every year. Because eventually, at some point in time in the season, the Steelers fans going to be satisfied when they realize they're not going to end the season under 500. But they, at some point in time, also going to realize we have absolutely no shot at beating the real great teams when it matters. We are hoping that those teams play down to us that week and we make all the key plays to win the game. And I just don't think you can survive off of that when there's so many talented teams in the AFC. However, at what point in time do all the people who feel like Pittsburgh is good, they don't need to make wholesale changes? What point in time do you feel like this team should become a Super Bowl contending team again? Because at some point in time, 500 cannot be the goal for this team, or just be above 500 or not be below it. Over the last couple years, I don't care what the media have been saying. I'm caring about what my eyes done seen. Pittsburgh haven't been a Super Bowl contending team since Ben Roethlisberger's last 3 years and since this point and up to this point. You cannot, in my opinion, look at the Steelers based off of what they have done in these previous years. I'm not talking about all them glory years because that's what I feel like people keep ranking the Steelers off of. If you watch the Steelers over the last, 5-6 years, this is not a good football team. Point blank, it's not a Super Bowl contending team. And the defense, I can make an argument done got worse every year just because of the you lose players get older, injuries. Like, to me, it's almost getting to the point where I feel like you're wasting TJ Watt. Because nobody will say it because we look at the Steelers in a different type of light than we look at like a Raiders organization or a Texans organization or one of those bad organizations. But the Steelers been swimming in mediocrity over the last couple of weeks. This was a big game because both of these teams are in the AFC race for to make a playoff spot, and the Steelers need to keep winning. But at the end of the day, do we believe either of these two teams will be a Super Bowl contending team at the end of the year? Do we think either of these two teams will make a Super Bowl? And if you do, be honest. Along that road, you hoping they get favorable matchups, which is really none of the matchups that they will get. No matchup that they will have in the playoffs they will be favored in at all. On top of that, you hoping that every single time they play, because they won't have home field, they won't have a top spot, so they'll probably be in a wild card trying to play 4 games to get there. You hoping every single team they play, because every team they play will have a better quarterback and a better offense, and you're hoping that your defense play better than every single one of those teams' defenses, make turnovers and possibly score on every single one of them, and that your offense plays great, and that those other teams play bad. You hoping for a lot, and when I look at the Steelers, I don't like the run game. I don't think that Najee Harris has been great. And when I was watching him tonight thinking to myself, and this was a good night for him. But as I was watching, I was saying to myself, would he be better on another team? And I don't know yet, because when I watch Najee Harris, I don't see some of the things that you see from a running back where you like, man, he could be better on a different team. And I know it's hard to see that in a running back. I don't know, man. Najee don't see the cuts, the holes all that well at times. He a big back, so you expect way more production than the production he done gave you over the first couple years of his career. But I'm not too focused on that. To me, when you look at the Steelers, what do they do great on offense? What do they do good on offense? Because they don't run the ball good. They don't run it great. They don't particularly have a great pass protection or a great run protection, good or great in either of those departments. You have good weapons on the outside, good to great weapons, but your quarterback is average to below average quarterback. And the quarterback development in Pittsburgh haven't existed for decades at this point because Big Ben was already a good quarterback. So you haven't really had to develop a quarterback in God knows how long. So maybe the development isn't all there either with Kenny Pickett. So I don't at all see what other people see. The people who think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are a great team or a team that can contend, they a piece away. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. Now, if Kenny Pickett just miraculously become because I don't think an average to just slightly above average quarterback gonna make too much of a difference in the AFC at the end of the day. If Kenny Pickett can get to the level of bro, I really don't even know who to say right now because I was about to say Justin Herbert, but obviously Justin Herbert is a better quarterback. But when I look at wins and losses, he win more games than Justin Herbert, basically, or just at the same clip, basically. He have to become a high tier game manager, basically, bro, who can still I don't think he can make all the throws. He leaves some short. He leaves some too high. I don't know what people see when they see this Steelers team right now. I see a defense that's damn near on its last leg with some of their stars, trying to develop other guys in the back end of the defense. The offense, you keep blaming Matt Canada, and I'm past telling you that how the man not gonna fire himself, bro. If you look at this offense and think to yourself, oh, this is just Matt Canada. I understand the lack of creativity that some people will call out and things of that nature, but bro, it's not Matt Canada at times. I'm watching the Steelers on a weekly basis. It's not just Matt Canada. I'm not telling you that Matt Canada is completely absolved of any of this. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is this team is not talented enough at the quarterback position, running back position, offensive line position to be as good as you would want them to be, regardless of if Matt Canada was good. Like, the talent is not showing up, or the talent just isn't there. It's not like they got TJ Watt type of talent playing quarterback and Matt Canada holding them back. That's not the case. So, you know what I think you really kind of have a slight case of? The Mac Jones. Mac Jones had a good rookie year, but it wasn't it didn't blow you away. It was just a good rookie year. That's what I feel like it is kind of with Kenny Pickett. Like, it was a good rookie year, decent rookie year. It wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of think that's they people taking that and they overhyping Kenny Pickett. Cause I'm gonna be honest. I don't care how many fourth quarter comebacks he got. A lot of them don't have shit to do with him, or a lot of them got him making the best play he done made the whole game finally at the end of the game. And at that point in time, this shit where we do as long as he make the ones that matter. That shit came out. Sometimes we just say that for the hell of it. That shit we ain't being completely transparent when we say that all the times. Sometimes we say it just because it's the thing to say. But deep down, bro, I don't give a damn about all them. Matthew Stafford had a lot of them with Detroit. Who gives a damn? The fact that you are always losing and have to do this, that says something to me too. So when people bring that stat up, bro, I don't give a damn about that stat. You can save that stat, to be completely honest with you. But I don't. And then I be telling my homeboy all the time, because my homeboy a Steelers fan. Bro, Kenny Pickett wear gloves, bro. I haven't seen a successful quarterback wear gloves on their throwing hand since Kurt Warner, bro. And he was like Tom Brady. Tom Brady did not wear throwing gloves on his throwing hand. I do not believe. I got to go back and check it now, because now my mind playing tricks on me. But that is insane. And even if Tom did, that's Tom fucking Brady. You ain't Tom Brady. Now on the Titans side of the ball, I mean, both defenses played a decent game, a good game. Aside from some of the penalties that let teams off the hook on third downs, because in the third quarter, it really was like two drives. Both teams had one drive that quarter. I understand one team had the ball to close out that third quarter, but it was basically just one drive for each team. And both drives really was kept alive, in my opinion, by bad penalties. The rest was throwing them flags left and right tonight. My thing with the Titans, and I'm not trying to be hypercritical of Will Levis because this is just his second start. But one thing Will Levis going to have to stop doing, and he going to have to learn this real quick. The throwing off your back leg, these type of, bro, you got to go look at some of this. This is where I wish I had tape. Some of the throws that Will Levis made, and I understand he looked like he had a great poise in the pocket and whatnot, but this is a great reason why I don't at times watch games with the sound on. I have started watching them with sound on more so now, but this is why I don't pay much attention to their opinions and whatnot, because I know what I was seeing when I was watching Will Levis in the pocket. And some of these fadeaway throws, yeah, that shit's not good. At my honest opinion, after this game, my first thought before he even threw the interception that sealed the game, and I'm being dead serious, before he threw that interception, I said to myself, Will Levis is going to throw a lot of interceptions in the NFL if he does not stop throwing these dumbass back off my back foot fancy type looking throws, bro. Because you just don't have the arm strength to be putting those type of. Plus, it's just not smart to make. Even dudes with the arm strength throw interceptions when they do stupid shit like that. And as soon as that thought got done processing, he threw an interception to close out the game. I understand the thing that rookies do where they look down receivers. He did that a couple times tonight. I truly feel like Will Levis probably should have had about 4 or 5 interceptions tonight, but the Pittsburgh defense either dropped interceptions or just paid no attention. Avery on the cornerback for the Titans. My goodness, bro. I mean, some of the plays where he didn't look back is just crazy to me, bro. But aside from that, Tennessee, the play calling, bro. So one of my thoughts was he gonna throw a lot of interceptions by the end of his career if he don't change some of these type of throws he make. But the next thing was he gonna have the exact type of career Ryan Tannehill had in Tennessee if they keep calling these plays the way that they call them. I do not understand at this point in time in the NFL having head coaches that put their quarterbacks on a leash. On first and second down, we're gonna run the ball. Third down, we're gonna have to throw it, and the defense gonna know we throwing it. And then on fourth down, we're going to punt the ball. And we're going to keep doing that on a rotation until we get to a point where we have no choice but to throw it on every down and the defense know we're throwing it. And the person who ultimately paid for that is the quarterback. And then eventually the coach might get fired. Mike Variable and this OC running the same jackass offense that they've been running for the last couple of years that have gotten them nowhere near a Super Bowl at this point. And it's now starting to look like they are regressing. I don't get it. I don't understand why they won't open up the offense. I understand you got a rookie out there playing quarterback, but Baltimore does not have a rookie playing quarterback. Neither does Buffalo. Neither does Kansas City. Neither does the Chargers. Neither does Cincinnati. Bro, their quarterbacks ain't on a rookie time frame. So you trying to babysit and put your quarterback on a leash? So, we don't want him to make too many mistakes. Bro, that's not going to get you anywhere. Hell, you got a team in your division that's leading that does not have a rookie quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. So you don't have the time to babysit and try to what's the word I'm looking for? To have him on a leash, basically dog walking him through a game. Like, bro, let that man throw the ball. Let him go. And if he throw 5, 6 interceptions, so fucking be it. You learning that he ain't the option. But having him go out there and forcing him to hand the ball off the first and second down. And then, bro, they had a drive where they ran the ball on first, second, and third down and had this man throw up. No, they ran it on first, second down. I think it was first, second, and third. And then on fourth down, they had him throw like a go ball. What the fuck? I don't get it. Like Mike Variable in this offense, OC. And the reason I say him is because he is the one allowing it to happen. They are holding this team back at this point. This archaic, because now that's what it's becoming, an archaic way of calling a football game. Run. We hit some passes here and there. the overuse of DeAndre Hopkins now, because that's who he seemed to want to throw it to. He was in his Matthew Stafford bag tonight. That's not going to get it done for you. So to me, maybe Atlanta was just worse than everybody else thought, because if this is the Tennessee Titans that show up, and Pittsburgh is not even a great team, bro, and they look like this. I mean, the offense could do nothing for Tennessee the majority of the night. I don't get it. I don't get how you can watch a team struggle like this on offense. And you know what I thought to myself while I was watching the back end of this game? Mike Variable sat back and was satisfied with that 13-10 lead for as long as it lasted. And then the next 3-point lead he was able to take. And he was satisfied with running this archaic, don't lose the game type of offense all the way up until now we have to go out there and try to win the game. How in God's name do coaches sit back and do that? And how are owners and fans and teams still allowing coaches to go out there and to call the games like this? We done seen time and time, year after year, game after game, teams lose the game when they decide to take their foot off the gas pedal. What I also realized in this was they don't care about Will Levis's growth. Because how can you tell me you care about how his growth is if you have him out there handing the ball off on 2 out of your 3 downs every single drive? How can you say you care about his growth? How can you tell the fans we are trying to develop him when that's what he go out there and got to do? Bro, what he do in practice don't mean a damn thing if he going out there every game and just handing the ball off and having to hope he make the throws that he is allowed to have every game. That's ridiculous to me. So I don't like the way they call game plans in Tennessee. I haven't liked the way they called the game plans since the success fell off. And I thought that you're very fortunate to be able to call it the way you're calling it now, because Derrick Henry having a historic stretch right now. But now that Derrick Henry is no longer that animal that he used to be, because that's just what happens in football and sports. Now what? Because they could lose like this every single week for the next couple years, unless Will Levis become a monster. But Will Levis got to stop throwing it off his back foot. The way he made a lot of weird type of throws in this game. Some of them got to where they needed to be. Some of them did not. A lot of them did not. He is going to throw a lot of interceptions in his career if he continue to throw the ball the way he threw it tonight. If you watched the game, you might understand what I'm saying. If you did watch the game and still don't understand what I'm saying, just go look at the motion on some of his throws. Look at how he fade away with them. He falling backwards. He throwing them off his back foot. He make weird angled, like not even weird angles. He take a weird angle he don't have to take to deliver a throw when he could have just took. I'm trying to think, did he even step up in the pocket tonight? It was an interesting game, but the Pittsburgh Steelers did end up winning that game. And now we get into these Sunday football games, bro. We got a 9:30 game, a good 9:30 game, a good 1 o'clock game, a good 4 o'clock game, and the primetime game is supposed to be good. I haven't decided if I think that's going to be good or not yet, but supposedly every single slot has a primetime type of game. So, cheers to that. The first game, though, we're going to start off with basically might as well be the Miami KC game. That will be in London, I believe. It could possibly be somewhere else, but I think it's going to be in London. But I could be wrong. But I don't think I am. And even if I am, it is not that important. It won't be on American soil, so just know that. But it will be KC and it will be Miami. And I done seen a lot of people pick KC in this game. I am not going to do that. I've been seeing a lot of people say they think KC the best team in the NFL, and I think that's strictly because Pat Mahomes done won 2 Super Bowls, so we giving him the clout that he earned. But that is not based off of what you are seeing this year, because I don't watch the Chiefs this year. The Chiefs do not look like the best team in the AFC. I understand what they records say, but I also done seen the teams they've played. I do not think KC gonna win this game. KC's offense is very strange to me. That people are looking at KC's offense and think that this is sustainable. And I get it. When the playoffs come around, maybe Pat Mahomes step it up and become Pat Mahomes the Great once again. But just off of what I am seeing right now, This offense hella inconsistent. And it's because they have no weapons outside of Travis Kelce. This, to me, when I look at this offense, the defense for the Chiefs is playing phenomenal. And what could make this a great game is the fact that I have no faith in Miami's defense to put together a complete great game. However, I do believe Miami's defense will have a better game this week for the simple fact this is not a team that have weapons that they should be getting burnt by left and right. They still have Jalen Ramsey out there. They still have good defenders out there. And they still have the ultimate equalizer, which is that offense. And I do believe that their offense will be able to put up points. And I understand people that said, well, who has Miami played this year? When they play good teams, they lose. Bro, the Bills is a completely different thing. The Bills just have their number. That's a Bills thing. It's like how the Patriots keep finding ways to beat the Jets. They just had a Jets number. I don't care for that. Miami losing to the Eagles, if I remember correctly, I think they did end up losing that by double figures. I can't remember correctly, but nonetheless, I don't care about none of that. I do believe they have the better offense in this game. Well, it's not I think. They definitely have the better offense in this game. But if they can put together a full game where they run the ball good enough so that Pat Mahomes ain't on the field making all type of crazy plays. And, bro, who is guarding Tyreek? I'm very interested in Steve Spagnuolo's game plan. I like Steve Spagnuolo. I'm interested to see what the game plan is to defend this Miami offense. Because this Miami offense has not shown that it's going to be slowed down this year, except for by really one team, and that was the Bills. Because they even made plays against the Eagles. It was really the Bills that shut them down. But I would like to point out, they have still recently they still have beaten the Bills. They beat the Bills last year, but I understand I'm talking about this year. I'm taking Miami to win this game. Oh, also, Henry, my bad. If you sent your picks, I have not looked at my emails yet, so I'm missing them. So that's on me, my guy. That's on me. But I'm taking Miami to win this game. I do think KC will compete in this game. I don't think it's going to be like no ass whooping or nothing like that. But if a team get blown out, it's not going to be Miami. Like, I do not think Miami is getting blown out in this game if they lose this game. If it's a blowout that occurs, I think Miami winning the game. The Rams head to Green Bay. Not going to take too long on this one. I got the Rams winning this one. I don't care how bad or how up and down the Rams defense and whatnot look. I done seen defenses that haven't looked good play against the haven't looked good coming into the Green Bay week. Play Green Bay and look like a competent defense because of how bad the offense is in Green Bay. And I don't see that changing this week. Green Bay could legitimately end up being one of the top 5 picks in the draft this year, I believe. I don't know what's going on with Jordan Love, the play caller, and Aaron Jones. They don't have a legitimate number 1 receiver, and that's starting to show now. I think I read a report either today or yesterday that said Gunther said that these next couple games is super important for Jordan Love. I always find it funny when people say that and you haven't truly given him the support that he need. But whatever. Regardless, I don't see the Green Bay offense getting jump started this week. Green Bay don't look bad on offense, and I imagine that their defense will play a good enough game to give them a chance. But boy, I got the Rams winning. Minnesota will be in Atlanta, I'm imagining. Actually, no, I don't know who's starting this game. I don't know if it's Josh Dobbs or the other backup. But they head to Atlanta to play the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I almost didn't even want to pick this game. I almost didn't want to pick it. Because in my mind, I'm like, Minnesota really wasn't good even before Kurt went down. Atlanta is probably leading a division, but they not good. It was a tough game to pick. And it's still a tough game to pick. Obviously, Atlanta's defense. I was watching a video the other day with the NFL video. They was talking about Atlanta suffocating defense. And if you can remember back to a couple weeks when I said I could care less about Atlanta's defense rated high. You get to play the Panthers twice, the Bucks twice, and the Saints twice. 3 teams whose offenses are incompetent. That's going to do a lot for your stats. Not to mention you are a bad team last year. So you are going to play other bad teams this year who probably have offensively challenged teams. So that the defense that people, The Packers defense, not the Packers, the Cowboys, the Bills, the Ravens. They one of the only teams that done actually play more teams over 500 this year as far as their defensive stats go. Those is defenses that actually matter. And I still say things when it comes to those defenses, but the Falcons defense specifically means nothing to me. Those stats and whatnot. Because when you play in a division where really every team in the division is offensively challenged, but you don't play yourself twice. You play those other you play those other tree teams twice. And so I don't care about Atlanta's defense. Atlanta's offense, I always say it, they could eventually get it going. Desmond Ridder is a real problem. I cannot remember if they said they finna bench him or not. I'm trying to think that they said they was finna bench him for Tyler Heineke. To me, Tyler Heineke is not that much better of an option. I mean, he better because Desmond Ridder like to turn the ball over to the other team. But Tyler Heineke ain't getting you nowhere either. The only reason he might get you somewhere is because, like I said again, you play in a division with 3 other trash-ass teams. But I am going to take Atlanta after saying all that. Washington and New England. I'm taking Washington. I mean, no, I am going to take Washington still. I had to just go ahead and make a pick. I don't want to think about it too hard. Mac Jones, my guy. You keep making this interception type of throw where you run across the field and then throw that bitch all the way back across the field like you got some type of Aaron Rodgers arm strength or something. You stop doing that. Please. Stop doing that. Seattle and Baltimore. See, this is the big game for the 1 o'clock slates. And you know I'm going to be tuned into this one. Obviously, you know I'm taking Baltimore, bro. I'm not picking against my team. But listen, we are in Baltimore this time. We're not in Seattle like last time. So for all those people like, oh, you know, when you only play Lamar Jackson, if you never played him, it's hard to play. They done played him before, just like the Lions done played him like 3 times. But the Cardinals done played him twice. But nonetheless, I love that they keep finding new ways to excuse teams when they lose against Lamar. Oh, it's because they never played against him before. Like, it's crazy. As if that win does not matter on their schedule for the Lions. Even though, like I said again, this was not the first time he done played against the Lions. He done played the Lions 3 times in his career, I believe it is. Nonetheless, Seattle and Baltimore is going to be a good team. Now, Seattle's defense done look better the last couple weeks, but you know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. Look at who they done played the last couple weeks. Offensively challenged teams. Now, they did play Cincinnati, and they did do a good job against holding Cincinnati. It was the offense that was the problem. However, some would say Seattle was still struggling at that time. I'm not going to be one of them people. I'm going to give you credit where credit is due. Shout out to you, big dog. However, my concern is not the defense for the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks will play a good enough game to give them a chance to win this game. Even if they don't get a turnover in this game against Lamar, even if Lamar put up big gaudy numbers, I still think they'll find ways to make plays on the receivers to stay in this game. However, if Lamar Jackson in the zone, then it's a dub. My concern is the fact that I don't think Geno will have a good game if the Ravens run a lot of man coverage with and can get home to the quarterback and put pressure on Geno, because he done been terrible this year playing against a man and throwing under pressure. And the offense for the Seattle is just too inconsistent for me, bro. Point blank period. I don't think they know what the fuck they want to do on offense, just like I don't know what the fuck they want to do when I'm watching the games. I don't understand how you can have this type of talent. And I'm not talking about the running backs. I understand people like the running back Dixon and these guys. They straight. I'm specifically talking about the receiving threats that you got all over this team. That this team should be averaging 30 plus points a game, and they just don't, because the offensive play calling is inconsistent. The completing the plays is inconsistent. It's a lot of things wrong with Seattle right now. And much like I did when I watched the Lions, these are good teams. They are not great teams. And the difference between a team like Seattle and the Lions compared to the Ravens is the Ravens have Lamar Jackson. That is an actual franchise quarterback, not because, we can have him as a holdover. No, because he actually changed the trajectory of wins and losses for a franchise. Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts. These guys change the trajectory. So when you play against teams, it's specifically the Kansas City's, Baltimore's, Josh Allen, Bills, Cincinnati with Joe Burrow, guys who more so win the games they're supposed to win on a regular basis, and the guys who beat the good teams who people think could be, this good team is rising about, and then a team like this who led by a quarterback like that come in and say, yeah, no, they still not on our level. Much like the Ravens did to the Lions. Like, the Lions are a good team. And you might be a better team than the Ravens if we did not have a franchise quarterback. And that's, to me, the difference between Seattle and the Ravens. As good as Seattle can be, they can't be better than the Ravens if the Ravens are on their A game, for the simple reason, if the Ravens are on their A game, it's more than likely because Lamar Jackson is balling out. If everybody is healthy, they can't beat the Chiefs. Why? Well, I kind of think that different on that, because the Chiefs have a lot of missing talent on that team. So let me skip the Chiefs for a second. But teams that just have better quarterbacks, to me, are going to be a Seattle, Detroit type of team when they healthy, because as good as those teams are, they don't have the quarterback that can go toe to toe with these dudes. And at the end of the day, these quarterbacks also rely heavily on the script, whereas Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, Allen, they not relying on no script. They just go, and Tua to an extent now ain't even relying on the script. Excuse me. So that's the difference when I talk about teams like Seattle, Detroit. I think Baltimore's going to win this game, not just because I'm a fan. Even if I wasn't a fan of Baltimore, I still picked them to win this game. Or would I? Because would I watch them as much if I wasn't a fan? Who knows? Chicago is in New Orleans taking on the Saints. The Saints should win this game, but it'll probably be a competitive game all the way up into the fourth quarter. Chicago's offense is going to remain garbage to me, probably till they get a new quarterback in there, because I don't even really, the backup quarterback to me is, man, Chicago just a tough watch, bro. I'm not going to get an aneurysm talking about this team. I got New Orleans winning. Tampa Bay is in Houston. I definitely got Houston winning this game, 100%. Yo, I was thinking something to myself. Baker Mayfield. Now, I'm not saying bench him, because they still have a chance to win that division. What I am saying, though, is Baker really haven't played good recently. Or, I mean, aside from the first 2 weeks, bro, he back to looking like Baker Mayfield. I don't really know what you lose in giving Kyle Trask an opportunity to get to see what he can do. But because I think Baker could really look bad against this Houston defense this week. So maybe you don't throw Kyle Trask in there to start the game. But if Baker got a couple interceptions or just not completing passes and the offense looks shot, I really think you at that point where you need to go ahead and insert Kyle Trask. Because at the worst, he'd show you he not it. And you just play musical chairs like Ron Rivera like to do and just end up going back to Baker and sticking with it. But I don't understand why Kyle Trask haven't been given an opportunity anyways, because you already know what Baker Mayfield can do. It's not like we have never seen Baker Mayfield, but, whatever. I got Houston winning that game. Arizona is in Cleveland taking on the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, I still don't know if Deshaun Watson is playing or not. I'm going to just say he not. I'm taking Cleveland to win this game, though. They should play. I don't even know who Arizona going to have at quarterback, bro. They just traded Josh Dobbs. I have no clue who they have at quarterback. I forgot to check that. But I'm taking Cleveland, so it won't matter. Indy is headed to Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers. Frank Wright, revenge game. I couldn't remember his name for a second. I'm taking Indy in this game. I don't give a damn that Gardner Minshew is actually, is Garner even starting? Yeah, I think Garner. The Colts might not be a great team. They might not be a good team, but they have looked better than the Panthers have to this point in the season, in my opinion. And at least they know at least how to get 14 points on offense. Okay? I feel like the Colts done got at least 20 points damn near every game this year. Maybe every game this year. Whereas the Panthers seem to struggle the entire game trying to figure out how to score 10 fucking points. So it's just no shot that I'm taking the Panthers in this game. I still hate the Panthers defense. I still hate the Panthers offensive line. I still don't think they got really much out there for Bryce to work with. And I still don't understand the Frank Reich hire. But I digress. Dallas. Actually, I'll wait for that one. The Giants are in Vegas taking on the Raiders. The Raiders, who just fired their head coach, who just fired their GM. Antonio Pierce will take over. He used to be a player. He got to touch his players. I'm taking. Oh, man. I don't know if Tyrod Taylor playing in this either. And if they got that third string quarterback playing because Daniel Jones still ain't playing. You know what? Fuck it. I've been going against the Giants all year. I'm going to take Vegas in this game. Buffalo. So I'll come back to that. The Rams take on the Jets. Wait a minute. What the hell? I got the Rams taking on Green Bay. One of these teams is the Chargers. Okay. So listen to me. Let's figure it out. I don't know why I got Rams written down twice. Lord have mercy. All right. Bear with me. Matter of fact, we can move on to a different game while we're talking about that one. While we're looking that one up. Buffalo, Cincinnati, the Sunday night football game. I am going with Cincinnati. Buffalo's offense, bro. I don't know what's going on with Buffalo's offense over the last couple weeks, but it ain't looking good, buddy. I don't like what I'm seeing from their offense over the last couple weeks, and I like what I'm seeing from Cincinnati's offense the last couple of weeks. It's really as simple as that. Also, Cincinnati to me is just a better team than Buffalo as far as I understand Cincinnati done lost pieces on the defensive side of the ball. I'm not sitting here telling you that their defense is better than the Buffalo defense. What I am telling you is, though, they don't lack much opposite of that Buffalo defense to where the Buffalo might have the better defense, but it's not in a way that is so much better that, oh, man, that should be the difference in the game. Because to me, what truly is the divider is how much better the offense for Cincinnati can be when it's 100%. And when they clicking on all cylinders. Something that to me, it don't matter how great Buffalo's offense is, because of the lack of multiple weapons, they will never be better than a full, healthy, got it going Cincinnati Bengals team. Because they got 3 weapons, running back. The offensive line haven't been talked about as much this year. But I just think Cincinnati the better team ultimately. And I also think the pressure that Cincinnati put on you to have to score, because you know they will score. And eventually, at one point in these time, it's coming. Cincinnati going to put a 40-50 piece up on somebody at some point in time. And to me, I would not be shocked if it was the Tampa Bay. If it was the Bills. Not because the Bills have a bad defense, but because it's so hard to keep up with the offense of Cincinnati when they clicking. But I got good news for you. It is the Los Angeles Chargers that will be playing against the Jets this week. And I'm taking the Jets. Now, this was a tough one for me to pick because I actually started off picking the Chargers. But what Justin Fields did against the Bears defense will not happen against the New York defense. And it's in New York. That's why I really don't know. And Justin Fields haven't shown you that he can go out there and win big games. That's really what it come down to. Because as much as I want to say he the better quarterback, he don't win big games. So because he don't have that in him being better than Zach don't mean shit to me because I done said it all season. This New York defense is a Super Bowl defense. Now, unless this is just the week they decide to come out and have they 1 or 2 bad, because you know every great defense is going to have at least 2 games that year where they just not that great. Maybe this is going to be one of them weeks. I don't see it. I think this defense can make enough big plays to get them in position to win the game by at least a touchdown or 3 points. And so I'm taking the New York Jets in this game. Confidently, I might add. I seen the reports about Aaron Rodgers coming back. I don't know too much about that, man. I got to see it to believe it. But the last game that we're going to talk about is Dallas and the Philadelphia Eagles. What a game this is going to be. I actually think this is going to be a hella competitive game. I don't think this is going to be a blowout on either side. And I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys to win it. Yes, I am. I like Dallas's secondary. I like Dallas's defense more altogether. I think the Philadelphia Eagles defense is good, but it's taking a step back. And I also don't think that it's better than the Dallas defense is. And while I do trust Jalen Hurts more than I trust Dak Prescott, I just have a feeling Dak Prescott is going to finally go out there and get this big win on national TV. Everybody watching. Well, technically everybody won't be watching because it's just a game of the week in America. Some fans might be watching their teams, not these two, but I'll be watching this one. I'll be watching this one. I just feel like Dallas, I told you already that the Eagles to me is the best team in the NFC, and they are. But I do believe this is the week that Dallas comes in. And this is in Philly. Now, I could be completely wrong because Philly could come in here and beat the absolute dog shit out of Dallas. And it would make more sense for me to take Philly because Philly's offense. And now that I'm thinking about it, I am taking Philly in this game, not Dallas, because I just have no faith that No, I am taking Dallas in this. Dallas's offense had a great game last week, even though I still feel like they left points out there. Okay. I'm taking Philly. And I'm going to tell you what really just solidified it for me. I can't change up on how I done played these type of situations. When somebody done lost so consecutively when it comes to playing in these big games like Dak have against this Eagles team and like against the 49ers, I have to see it to believe it. So I need to see Dak Prescott beat this Eagles team, bro. And I understand they got close last year. I understand how great the defense was last year. I understand that some people say the Eagles struggling right now. Cool. I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game. And with that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You can be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today. Like, subscribe, share. I am truly appreciative of all the love and support. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy, scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber, you out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.